I don't feel like it is the best formula that they have made. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are gonna dive into something that I'm really ridiculously happy to have because, I mean, it's very nostalgic. We have the Monopoly Money Moves palette by Hipdot. Now, I mean, come on. I mean, if you ever played Monopoly, it was brutal. I remember playing this, and afterwards it's like you will not speak to each other because somebody made you poor or go to jail too much or something. Either way, it was such a great game. I did enjoy playing it with my family and friends, so I had to get this. And before we get into this palette, I just wanted to let you know that I did pick up the Play-Doh one as well. I did not pick up the Ouija board because I just don't mess with those things. Even though it's just a makeup palette, I just don't. But I will be doing this video. I did, by the way, record the Metamorphosis palette. I'm just having a little bit of difficulties loading that, so please be patient. This one will come. I want you guys to see my thoughts on this because, yeah, I don't want to spoil anything. Just know it's coming. But enough about all of that. We're diving into this one. This costs $20, by the way, on their site. They do have a bundle for all three of these palettes with the Ouija board. Ugh. Anyways, this is how the packaging looks up close. It does come in a clear plastic, and on the sides it says Money Moves, Hipdot, Money Moves, Hipdot, all across the sides. It's a really nice plastic. It's like really thick. I don't think I'm gonna keep it. I feel like this is a really nice packaging on its own. Usually I keep the packaging, but I don't think I need it for this one. Now if you want details on this palette, I'm gonna go ahead and throw information right here, and you can go ahead and pause this video right now. Now the packaging, you guys, really nice and sturdy. It's Hipdot. I wouldn't expect anything less. It is a magnetic closure, nice and strong. This palette does fold all the way back. And here we have the game board. I mean, I don't think I have to say much. You guys can see it. Go to jail, go directly to jail, free parking, the ghost. I mean, everything. Now, I don't know if you guys can tell, but you actually can't see what each place was anymore because, of course, I swatched it. So I'm going to insert a little video of what it looked like before I went ahead and touched it because it's absolutely beautiful. I kid you not. I feel like most people will get this and not even want to touch it because it's just so cute. The engravements on these shadows are really, really nice, and I don't blame you if you decide not to ruin it and not to touch it. But for me, it could look cute and then it works horrible and I'm disappointed. So I need to give you guys the pros and cons of the formula of this palette. So I'm going to be straight up with you guys. When I swatched this palette, let's just insert the swatches right now. Some of them looked really good based off of one swatch, and honestly, that was just the pink matte that was there. The rest of them, I feel like I needed to do 2 or 3 times, especially the dark blue one, which is the Chance. I was very sketchy on that one. The green needed just a little bit of build up, but it didn't look like it was gonna be patchy at all. That blue one, again, that dark blue one was something that I felt like I had to use today, which I do use on my lids. Now, the one thing that I will say is that despite the skeptical, thoughts I had about the swatches, the palette does perform really well. Actually, when I'm doing the tutorial, I didn't even notice that the blue does look patchy on the lid. The only thing that I will say that I don't use at all are the glitters because, again, in the previous video, I used so much glitter. It took forever to come off my face, so I just needed a break. But I do play around with the mattes, a few shimmers. The shimmer formula in this palette is just something that I feel could have been better by Hipdot. And I like Hipdot. I have a lot of their palettes. I do enjoy their formula, but for me, this one's just lacking in luster. Like, you see the inside of this eye, that's definitely some shimmer there. It's just not as wow, just bam there than other, shadows that I've had from them, especially shimmers and especially from other brands. Honestly, I could pick a whole bunch of brands that can give me that wow factor, but with this one in particular, I used I can't remember, Atlantic Avenue, I believe this is, Community Chest, and I used Park Avenue. It just wasn't like, you know what I mean? It's just lacking that bam, that wow factor, that pigment, that thing that makes you want to just go wow. I didn't feel that. So of course I want to be honest with you guys. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh my god, it's great, and you waste your money and then you hit me up like, Chris, you lied. Definitely not going to do that. I don't feel like it is the best formula that they have made. However, because of the packaging, the mattes are great. It's not terrible. I can still see it. I've had this side especially on my eyes for quite some time, and it still looks nice. I do like it. This one is still kind of fresh, brand new, but this one has been on for a while. I feel like this is going to be more of a judgment call for you. If you are wanting to get this for the shimmers, then maybe you want to rethink that. If you want to get this because it's nostalgic, then I really don't have to say anything. But yeah, thought I'd give you guys those details. Before we go into the eye look, I do want to go ahead and swatch Chance for you so you can see what I'm talking about. And let's go ahead and swatch, you know what, Child's Place, because that's so pretty. And let's do a shimmer because I want you guys to see what I'm talking about. Maybe I should do a shimmer that I don't use. Let's use this one. Wonder if you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm so sorry. Here they are, my fingers. I'm going to swatch them right here, actually, so you can see what I mean. Oh, that was actually a really good swatch. Well, it's alright. Actually, after recording and seeing this, it's really not. It's alright. Anyways, the first time I swatched that, it wasn't great. But, I mean, that was not horrible. Here is Child's Place. Okay. And here is that shimmer. Do you see what I mean with the... It's just... It's not something that I would expect from them. I'm going to take more. Just going to layer it. I mean, if you layer it, it looks a lot better as you build it up. Yeah, like that's a lot better from the first swatch. Again, these are just minor notes, minor details for me that I just feel like because I own so much, I'm like, you know, palettes, I'm like, okay, you know what, it could be better. If it doesn't bother you, then, I mean, go get it. Not a problem. But anyways, let's go ahead and dive into this eye look. I am excited to hear your thoughts about everything with this palette once you see this eye look. So, of course, let's just get this started. Okay, guys, so I'm just working with two brushes today. Both are from Alter Ego, number 10 and 11. But if you don't have these brushes, I'm using an angled blending brush and a smudger brush. On my lid, I already put Kylie Cosmetics Maple Concealer because this is the base that I normally use for just putting on eyeshadow. You don't always have to use an eye primer. You can always use a concealer. Going into the palette, I'm going to go into Chance, which is this dark blue. Honestly, guys, you got to go lightly because, I mean, it's pigmented, but you don't want it to fall all over your face, especially if you do your face first, like I do. I'm going to put it back here. Just lightly press. And again, I'm just going to build it up because I don't want it to just get everywhere. But I was really surprised to see the way this performed because I thought it was going to be sketchy by, you know, just the way the swatch looked. And then I'm just going to drag it. I'm putting it literally in the crease of my lid. And I'm just dragging it towards the front of it. Not, you know, getting any more product, just using whatever's left on this brush. So I don't want it too dark. If I want it darker, I can always go back and add more. I'm just going to shape it so that it's the same as this side, which is the hardest part for me. Actually, if you look really close, it's patchy and I didn't even notice. Using the same brush, I'm going to go into Broadwalk, which I feel like everybody wanted to land on. Well, maybe not in the beginning because then you can't buy it. But like when you got money, you want to land on that so that everybody can pay you. But anyways, I'm just going to go in with this brush and I'm going to put it in the center of that crease and bring it in more just so that it could look like I'm going from dark blue, the heck is it brew, to light blue. Sticking with that same brush, I'm going to go into Pennsylvania Avenue. It's gorgeous, gorgeous green. And I'm putting this right directly on the lid. And I'm putting this all over, you guys. I was going to put a shimmer, but after the last look I did with the dupe video with the glitter and the shimmer, I'm just going to bring it up towards the blue so that they can blend together. The shadows do blend very nicely. I'm going to go back a little bit with Chance to just bring it over what I just did on the corner so it just blends in better together. Again, with that same brush, I'm going to go into Railroad, which I think was like my favorite thing to land on, to be honest. I'm just take a little bit of it, and I'm going to lightly just add it to the top of the blue, which is going to make green, because of course yellow and blue make green. And even though it's a more mustard color, it's still gonna make a nice green, which happens to look like the green right here on the lid. I didn't do that on purpose. I noticed when I was playing with these shadows. I was like, oh, this looks like the green. So it kind of just works out. Next, with the smudger brush, I'm gonna go into Atlantic Avenue. This is dry, not wet. It's definitely there. I'm putting it right in the inner corner of my eye. And I feel like it's pretty when you first put it in. Like I said, not really much of a wow factor. But I mean, I've had this side on for quite some time. It's not, I feel like it definitely died down a lot. It's okay. It's not my favorite. I'm also going to put that same thing lightly right on top of that yellow, so it just shines a little bit, not a lot. I really shouldn't call it a yellow, it's more like a mustard. Then I'll put just a little bit under brow as well, just taking it all the way up today, guys. I feel like the blue is higher on this side. I'm not gonna go crazy, right? It's fine. It's fine. It's not fine. I see it. Just gonna bring the blue a little bit higher. I do see it and it's driving me nuts. Alright, I feel a little better. Maybe it doesn't look that different to you, but it does to me. Alright, we're gonna go down to the lower lash line. Same brush. I'm gonna go with St. Charles Place, which honestly I feel like is the best shadow in this palette, just formula wise. It's great, really pigmented. And I mean, look at that. That's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, goodness, you do not need a lot. I'm like tapping this brush ever so lightly, just dusting off the rest of that because I'm going to use that same brush for a color that I can't remember the name of. Hold on. Community Chest. I'm going to go into this one because, of course, after you use it, you swatch it, excuse me, it just goes away. You can't see it anymore. But here's Community Chest. I'm going to take a lot because it took a while to kind of see this show up. I'm going to put this right here. See, like, I really have to build this one up. Last one I'm going to take, I believe, was Park Avenue. You could barely see that name before, like, even when it wasn't swatched. I'm just putting that for the remainder of the lower lash line, going from the back all the way to the front. Or not the front, but the middle part. The lashes that I'm using today are by DD Signature. That is their Fine Wine Lashes. I'm going to put those on, a little bit of liner, again with the Revlon. I like this one. And I'll be right back. And I'm back. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. Okay guys, well those are my final thoughts on the Monopoly Money Moves palette. Let me know everything that you think about this palette down below. If you think you're gonna get it, or if you're like, whatever, or if you're like, I need this just to collect it, because that's honestly, that was my first thing. I was just like, the nostalgic, I need it just to have it. I mean, again, I'm not gonna reiterate everything I just said, so of course just let me know everything down below. I will catch you guys in the next one. Remember, it'll be either the Metamorphosis, if this video ever loads, or the Play-Doh. Either way, both videos will come out, hopefully. No more technical difficulties. Anyways, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye!